And my mom and I are getting ready to go on a hike. Oh, I don't think I told you, but I did yoga at 1 in the morning. So I'm like, what's gonna jump out of this tree? Oh, how funny would it be if there was a cougar up in there? Oh my god, you guys. There's a cougar right outside my tent. Oh my gosh. It was attacking something and screaming. It woke me up. It was right outside of my tent. Oh, I can hear it. Shoot, I don't know what to do. I really want to be able to sleep and feel safe tonight. So I want to make it inside. I haven't heard it in a while, so I'm gonna look at my tent for a little bit and see if I can see it outside at all. And if not, I think I'm gonna try and go outside. Wish me luck. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was right outside, you guys. Dude, oh no. Okay. Hey, cougar. Hey, cougar. Hey, cougar. Hey, cougar. Okay, I have my bear spray. I see the house. But I have been hearing it walk around, so hey, cougar. Dang it, I really needed my sleep tonight. I did not need a cougar walking around, disrupting my sleep. Okay, I don't see anything. I think I'm just trying to work up the guts to walk inside. That looks like a long walk. It's probably not very long, but feels very long. Okay, I have my bear spray ready though. All I have to do is walk inside. I'm just gonna stand up. Hey, cougar. Okay. I'm standing up and I'm not dead yet, so I'm going to walk inside. Since it's pitch black while I'm filming and you can't see anything, I decided I would put my amazing editing skills to the test and try and recreate and show you exactly what this walk inside felt like, so I hope you enjoy. Hey, cougar. Walking. Oh my gosh. Just a sprinkler. Hey, cougar. Oh my gosh, I'm almost there. Yay. Thank goodness. Yay. Holy crap, we did it. So I made it inside. I've got my bear spray. It was armed and ready. Holy cow, I'm like... It was attacking something. That's why it kind of stressed me out. And I could hear it right outside. So I don't think I got any video of it while it was really close, but it was screaming right outside. I'm just gonna wake up my dad so that he knows, and then I think I'm gonna just sleep inside. I'm exhausted. I really need a good sleep tonight. I don't really feel like sleeping outside while I know there's a cougar out there. I mean, I actually kind of was fine and was probably just gonna go to bed and pretend nothing happened, but if I died right outside of my front yard just because I didn't come inside, I'd be done. So I'm gonna go calm down and then go to bed. Good morning. So I tried to sleep in my bed, but after like 2 minutes I realized that I just couldn't. My desk looks so messy. just ignored that. Anyways, I slept in my bed for like 2 minutes and then could not keep sleeping. I had to get up and blow up an air mattress and sleep there. So even though I slept inside, it still kind of felt like I was camping. But I was able to sleep really good once I set up the air mattress. Anyways, I'm exhausted. I think I got like 4 hours of sleep, and now I gotta go get up and go to work and go paint. That was pretty cool though. The cougar was right outside my tent. Kind of terrifying, but I almost did midnight yoga again, so good thing I didn't. It was right outside my tent, like I could hear its footsteps. Oh wow, this is an interesting night.
Look at it. Yeah, it looks like that could be an arrow. Oh, it's a whole line. Yeah. It's a whole line of right here. It looks like. Yeah. Yep, and then here.
If you look, there's the path. There is my tent.
Towards my tent. Right here. You can see because these rocks are really slide.
Another aspect that makes this whole situation a lot scarier is that my tent does not have a floor attached to it. So if a breeze blows up, I'm done with, because the cougar can easily just walk on in. I just finished taking down camp and a bee stung me on the back of my knee. I bent my leg and I guess I squashed the bee in there. But man, it hurts. That's a painful place to get stung. So I just finished setting up camp. Man, the ground is rocky and it's really windy tonight. But yeah, the ground was not fun to put stakes in tonight. Usually I would have just given up and maybe moved spots or tried to set up my tent in a different formation, but I really wanted it to be in a normal formation because I'm still nervous about that cougar. I feel like it might come back, so I don't want my tent to be in like a new shape where I'm not used to it. And I didn't want to move locations because this is super close to my parents' bedroom, so that I can literally just run right into that door. Because last night that felt like a long walk. Oh my gosh!
Yo, what's up?
Scared me.
I scared you.
I'm talking about the cougar.
Rawr. Wanna play ping pong soon?
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Jerk.
Rude.
Anyways, you can tell that I'm on edge. Because the cougar, we ended up looking at tracks today and found that it was just a few feet away from my tent last night, like I thought. I didn't get any video from it when it was that close, but yeah, it was really close and almost stalking me, so tonight's gonna be interesting. But I took cougar caution tonight. Cougar precaution, I guess. But I set up my quilt a little bit differently so that I can easily get out. And then if you watch my last Happy Trails video, actually not my last Happy Trails video, I've probably come out with more, but if you watch the one where I go to Leavenworth, then you know that I would have, like, I lost my knife. So all I had last night was bear spray, and tonight it's windy, so that will be pretty pointless unless it's downwind. So I got a knife from my dad right next to their bedroom. So I think we should be good tonight. Still a little bit nerve-wracking because it was really close and seemed like it was ready to attack anything. So anyways, I'm really tired today though, so hopefully that will mean that I will just fall asleep and forget about everything. Sorry, that's a long update video, but I cannot believe that a cougar was within feet of me last night. So close to me. Ay, ay, ay. So it's about midnight, and my neighbor just texted me and told me that her dog inside of her house just started flipping out, which she said the dog does occasionally, but it did it last night with the cougar, so she's wondering if the cougar could be back and if Bella's flipping out because of that. Bella's a dog. And I was just about to go out of my tent. See, usually, like, if I was out in the woods, I'd just put it out of my head and be like, it's okay, I've got a knife. But I don't know, like, I don't want to go out there and die 2 feet away from my house. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Because I really do want to sleep outside, but I also want to be smart. We'll see. Okay, so I made the executive decision to sleep inside tonight. I don't feel great about it, but I would feel a lot worse waking up dead. Or not waking up, I guess. Just because I was dumb and stubborn. And it's not really gonna be like sleeping in luxury. Like, I'm still gonna just sleep on a sleeping mat inside of my room. So it's kind of like camping, just without a cougar. Because the more we thought about it, the more it seems likely that it probably will be back, and we're wondering if maybe it could have possibly been a sick cougar or something, because normally we have cougars around here, but they wouldn't walk through the middle of the neighborhood through all of the houses, so I don't know, and it kind of sounded sick. So anyways, decided to play it safe and not be dumb. I'm just gonna sleep on my sleeping mat tonight, and I am a little bit happy to know for sure that I'm safe tonight. I will see you in the morning. I've been trying to get myself to do this update for like hours, and I just can't get myself to. I feel horrible today. I don't know what it is, but like my head hurts, my neck hurts. I have a hot pack on it right now. My head feels like a bowling ball. I feel like this horrible mix of being super tired and also not tired at all. I don't know what's going on today, but I just don't feel good. I think part of it is because of sleeping inside and not sleeping outside. I felt like I woke up really abruptly, like I didn't ease into it because of like birds or the sun or stuff like that. I just woke up and I don't know. I think I'm just gonna sleep outside, cougar or not, tonight. We love migraines. Okay, so I just put all my stuff, you can't see it, but I put all my stuff in my tent. I didn't have to set up the outside of my tent because I just left it up since I decided to sleep inside last night. I just grabbed all my stuff and went inside. So I just put all the stuff on the inside of it. One of the stakes that I had actually came out. I think my dad accidentally tripped over it or something. So it came out and I could not get it back in. This ground is so rocky. I just didn't use one of the stakes. I'm hoping that the cougar does not come back tonight. I think, where are the sprinklers going? Weird. I slept bad last night though inside, so I had to come back out here. As soon as I got back out here, I was like, oh, feels like home out here. I'm right next to my parents' bedroom still though, so that I can escape if the cougar does come back. But other than that, I think that's it. One of our cougar cautions tonight, first of all, is a knife. I had to borrow one since I lost mine. And then we've got all of these porch lights that I'm gonna leave up. There's my tent, there's my parents' bedroom, and here are the porch lights, and here's my knife. So hopefully we will be prepared for a cougar. Well, it is 2 in the morning. I went out to my tent like 45 minutes ago. Oh, hey, what's up? I went out to my tent like 40 minutes ago or so, and I was like, the cougar probably isn't back. I'm sure it probably left or something. I checked like all the trees around and I didn't see anything. I got inside, got into my sleeping bag, and not even 2 minutes later, I heard breathing and footsteps outside of my tent. And I was like, At first I thought it was a dog because they were heavy footsteps, but then it was too quiet to be a dog, so then I was like, maybe it's a house cat. Then towards the back of my tent, I felt pulling and little tugs. So something had taken the back of my tent into its mouth and was tugging on my tent. And I was in my sleeping bag like, oh my gosh, what? I was so like curled up in my sleeping bag and it was right next to me, breathing right next to my face, that I was like, I don't really want to move in my bag and startle it and make it jump or attack if I don't have my knife yet. But I couldn't move my arm to get my knife because it would rustle. And then I heard this really quiet but really low purr and growl in the stomach of whatever the animal was. Like it was like a deep throaty like growl purr like a cat or a cougar would make. Anyways, I just stayed still. It sounded like it walked off a little bit, but then I heard the footsteps come back, and then it stepped on the front of my tent and started sniffing and trying to get under my tent. Just a reminder that this is my tent. It was so close that its head touched my head through the tarp, but it was trying to get to me. It felt like a big animal. It felt like a cougar. Yeah, it tried to get into my tent and it hit the side of the tent door and hit me in the head and started sniffing and like touching my body. So then I sat up and I yelled, "Hey cougar," because I was like, if it gets in this tent, I'm done. Like, I'm over. I said, "Hey cougar," and I heard something run off, and then I just said it over and over while I sat up and got my knife and got my phone. My dad slept with his window open, and since I was right next to his room, he heard me, so he came out and helped me take the 2 steps to his bedroom. I was like, oh my goodness, if I die within 2 steps of the house, like, ugh, it's so annoying. We looked around with a flashlight but didn't see anything. I don't really know what else it could be. No dog would be out. Even if it was a house cat, it was big. It was too big to be a house cat. I don't know. I think maybe it's like a sick cougar or something. I don't know. So I just decided to come inside. Don't want to risk it again. Okay. Good night. It's my birthday. One of the gifts to myself for my birthday was to actually shower. I have clean hair now. Last night, well, I didn't sleep great. After I came inside, I had my air mattress still blown up, which was good, so then I just laid on that. Since I didn't feel good waking up so abruptly inside because I couldn't ease into things with like the sun or the birds, I left my blinds open and my window open to try and like pretend that I was outside, but it still didn't work very good. I didn't get very much sleep, so I'm tired today. I broke down camp and took it down. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for my sleeping arrangements tonight. Anyways, I'm gonna go have a fun day in quarantine, which just means the same things that I've been doing: watching TV, playing ping pong, and eating food. So today I decided that probably shouldn't sleep outside again. We talked to the neighbor and she said that she heard the cougar last night. Anyways, decided it would probably be best not to sleep outside again until we know if it's there or not. And so my aunt and uncle came over and they set up a motion sensor like camera thing. So we set up my other tent outside as bait. So we rubbed all of the animals in the house on the tent. We left little pieces of bacon in there. Yeah. We're hoping that maybe it'll come sometime within the next few nights and we can get it on the motion sensor camera. Anyways, so I set that up and then I decided I'm sick of not camping. It's only been a few days and I'm so sick of it. So I set up my tent in the middle of our game room. We're getting real creative out here. So anyways, we'll see how it goes. It's a pretty sad setup, but pretty good for using shoes as stakes. So we'll see if we catch a cougar and see if I can sleep in this little claustrophobic setup. Look at this pretty sunset. Okay, so big cougar update. My mom, who's lingering in the shadows, she went, what did you do? You went outside to look for the cougar?
Yeah, I just went, we'd been watching out the back for over an hour, watching her tent that we set up and kind of baited it, because her scent's in there, and we held our rodents in there to get the scent in there. That's what my brother-in-law, who put up a trail cam for us, said to put scents in there so that we can catch the cougar on the trail cam that's facing the tent. After we watched it back for a while, I thought, oh, maybe I'll check the front, because that's kind of where it's been hanging out. And I was standing on our front porch step. We don't have a porch, but just the front porch step in front of the door. And I couldn't really see very well, so I stepped out a few more steps onto the walkway, and the cougar screamed at me.
Like, she busted in, ran in, like, stumbling over her steps. She looked like she saw a ghost.
It's a terrifying sound. And I could tell it was like warning me, like, you've gone far enough, and I'm right here around the, like, it was just right around the bush in those trees. It's what it sounded like. It's a blood-curdling, like, horrible sound that they make. Ugh.
So anyways, that proves that the first time I for sure heard a cougar, which we already kind of knew because we had the videotape with the sound, but that also confirms that it was circling, and then it also confirms that last night's thing was a cougar. So whatever. Okay, anyways.
So we should probably say we're inside the house, but we're right in front of some low windows, so we're just sitting right in front of the open windows, right, like, feet from where I heard the cougar.
We're on edge.
People's sprinklers are starting to go off at night, so I think that's what we were hearing.
Yeah. Anyways, so it confirms that thing that was bonking my head and trying to get in my tent last night was a cougar.
Yeah, that sound, if you've ever heard a cougar, there is nothing else that sounds like it. Like, you cannot explain it. You can't explain it away as anything else.
Anyways, I cannot believe that oh my god.
Twice you slept with a cougar.
Twice, and it was stalking me, and I knew.
On your 19th birthday. She had just turned 19 at midnight.
Yeah.
And at 1:30 goes out there and sleeps with a cougar.
I know.
You almost didn't make it very far at 19.
I know.
Hopefully we'll catch it on the trail cam and get to show it.
Right now, it's come back consecutively for 4 nights.
4 days in a row.
I'm still kind of camping. Camping as much as I can right now with the circumstances.
Glamping.
Yeah, glamping. But anyways, yeah, because I just can't justify going back out when there's a known cougar stalking me, so.
Yeah, I think you're probably the reason it's hanging around.
Yeah, I think I am the reason it's hanging around.
Playing games with you. I think we need to call the Department of Fish and Wildlife tomorrow, because there's a lot of kids and stuff in this neighborhood, so.
Yeah, and
we were just kind of waiting to make sure that we weren't wrong.
Anyways, I'll stay inside again tonight, and probably for another few nights until we figure out what to do with this cougar, since it's clearly stalking me. There's a cougar on the prowl. Good morning. Man, I'm tired. We got up early so that we could go on a hike with my aunt, which I'm excited for, but since we stayed up so late watching that cougar, I did not get enough sleep. I didn't hear it again, even though I left the windows cracked. I didn't hear it. I just need to sleep longer. We are going to check our cougar trap, which we know we heard last night, so we know it was around. It's just whether or not it went in front of the tent. But my tent does look funky, and one of the trekking poles is knocked down, which could be because of the wind. Also could be because of a cougar. Oh, the bacon's here.
Dang it.
Darn it.
Well, we can still check the trail cam. Who knows?
We're gonna catch it one way or another.
If we have to use Linnea's bait again, we will do it.
But yes. I know it's about to be a boring update when I'm in my bed and not outside of my tent. So we have the trail cams up. Hopefully within like a week or so we can see if we did end up catching it on camera, and then we could call Fish and Wildlife to figure it out. I'm really starting to crash because I'm sleeping awful inside. I haven't felt this horrible since when I was sleeping in my bed before I started camping outside. I'm getting pretty miserable. I think maybe tomorrow night or something I'll like go to my aunt's house to sleep outside. I'm getting desperate, but I just don't feel like it's smart or safe to go back out when we know that the cougar seems to be stalking me. So anyways, I left my tent up in the game room, like attached to the foosball table with all the shoes as stakes. So I'm just gonna sleep in there again tonight, and then hopefully we'll figure out something, because I really do want to be sleeping outside every night. Good morning. So last night was not as smooth as I would have hoped. I was sleeping out in the game room. The tent kept like rustling, and anytime I would move over it would rustle. I don't know, maybe I'm my PTSD from the cougar. But anytime it would do that, I'd wake up or startle or whatever, and I noticed that I was starting to get claustrophobic just being in the tent because of how crappy of a setup it is, because it's all squashed in there. I set up in my room again. I keep that one air mattress blown up, so then I just slept on that, and then I slept fine. I still don't feel great. I really need to figure out what I can do to sleep outside. But I think my aunt and uncle are coming over to read the trail cams, so hopefully we'll have the cougar on tape. I don't have high hopes for it because we didn't hear it or see it, and we watched a lot. And then if not, then we'll set it up in a different place.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to be following Linnea in particular. She's leaving her scent for it to entice it back to the tent where it originally found it. So this is the first spot she was camping on, and that's the night that the cougar was right in these rocks and circling her tent for long periods, screaming and was he growling?
Yeah.
So circle her tent, it would circle all the way around the yard, she could tell, and then come back and circle her tent. So the way she got in the house, well, she waited like an hour until she figured out its pattern, and then when she figured it was on the other side of the yard circling, she calmly, amazingly, walked to the front door so that she wouldn't run and kick in its chasing instincts. So then she went inside for a night and a half. She set up camp right there at the corner of that house, just to the left of that smallest window, and it followed her over there. So we're hoping it will come back to this spot.
Yeah.
It seems like it's I'm not sure that it's hanging out in our trees, because when it screamed at me, I was at the front walkway over there, and it sounded like it was right in this area, but maybe just a little bit beyond these trees, and I'm wondering if it's hanging out in those over there, because that's where we've heard a lot of the sounds too. She's going to camp inside, and hopefully the cougar will think this and that scent is there. The other thing I wanted to say is, so we live in this quiet neighborhood, like 20 minutes outside of town, and we're just surrounded by farmland and a canyon, like all the hills. Anyway, it's a national forest back there,
Yeah.
and it's just filled with cougars for some
Yeah.
reason.
It's like a cougar den.
It's a cougar den and a rattlesnake den. 10 years ago, they planted wolves up there also. In the last 10 years, we've been seeing more cougars come down lower because there's less deer up there available for them. So there's just an overpopulation of cougars, and especially right in our backyard. And when we were in that canyon a few days ago hiking, right at the entrance to the canyon, which is like just a mile from here, a cougar ran across our path.
Yeah.
Well, we were in the truck, but it ran right in front of us, so I know they're close to here.
Yeah.
And we've heard a cougar in our backyard a few months ago this winter. I think we're starting to figure its patterns out. So
Yeah.
Good update, Mom.
yeah. Oh, so anyway, we're trying to catch one more thing. We're trying to catch it on the camera so that we can then call Fish and Wildlife.
So right up there is the canyon where we think the cougar is coming from.
I'm getting sick of doing these updates in my room. I just want to be outside. I feel like I'm self-destructing. See? This is proof of it. I'm dying. I feel like I'm just crashing. Like I've had like no good sleep in like a week. I forgot that this is what I felt like before I started camping outside, so I'm going crazy. So I was going to just sleep outside and just sleep next to my parents' bedroom door, and my mom was gonna sleep right outside of the door with the screen open so she could hear. Then I got too tired to set up camp. I set up the fake camp for bait in like the cougar's den area, but I didn't have enough energy to set up the other one towards my parents' bedroom, so I just decided that tonight I would set up my sleeping mat and quilt by the dining room door in my kitchen, and then just leave it open so that hopefully the fresh air will trick my body into getting good sleep, because I'm gonna die if this keeps up. I'll probably just like go to my aunt's house to sleep or something because I'm going insane. On that fun note, I really hope that I can get a good sleep because today was miserable. You got it. Oh, some of Brock's old footage is on here. There's like over 4,000 pictures on here. Man, it is hard to remember to do these updates right now because I got into such a groove of just doing my updates whenever I got into my tent, but I'm still inside. We checked the trail cam this morning, but the sprinklers went off all last night, so we think it probably scared away the cougar. Nothing showed up on the trail cam. But right now it is a super clear night and the sprinklers are turned off, so hopefully if the cougar was gonna come around, it would come around tonight, because I am crashing sleeping inside. Like every day just feels like a blur. Before I start sleeping outside, I just want to trap it. Another boring update. I don't even know what to say. Bad news. I was looking through all the footage and realized that it accidentally deleted a bunch of my clips from the end of the month, but I'm just gonna pop in as future Linnea and let you know what's going on. I decided to sleep in our dining room by the back patio sliding glass door that we have so that I could leave it open a good chunk while still being safe, but being able to feel the breeze on my face so that I could pretend like I was camping, since I couldn't actually camp outside. I'm pretty sure it was the first night that I tried this out. I was getting all settled and ready for bed. I wasn't facing the dining room door, so I couldn't see outside, and I got all settled, and then within like 30 minutes of me falling asleep, I woke up to hear footsteps and something breathing, and it sounded like it was smelling and sniffing me from outside. I thought maybe at first it was a house cat, but it was really big by the footsteps and it was pretty heavy breathing, so I figured that the cougar could still be lingering around. We didn't catch it on the trail cam though, because the trail cam was still set up towards my bait camp, which was the tent that I set up that was a fake, that didn't have me in it, that had all the animal scents in it, but the cougar seemed to latch on and lock into my scent and just stalk me. We decided to switch the trail cam and face it towards the dining room door so that we could catch it if it did happen to come back. After that first time, I did not hear it again, but we did catch something else on the trail cam. So here's a quick clip of me checking the trail cam in the morning when I woke up. Okay, so I'm looking right now at the trail cam footage from last night. Oh my gosh, let me just show you what I found. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? That is not a cougar. Dang it, I want to catch the cougar on camera. I know that it was a cougar the past few nights that I've heard it, and I know that last night I didn't wake up to anything, like I just slept through it, so I don't think that the same thing that was coming and checking on me at this door was also the house cat. Dang it. I got excited because I was like, oh, a cat. The hunt continues. Alright, well, I just woke up and finished checking the trail cam, and oh my gosh, Last night I did not sleep good. I listened for a little bit, but I didn't hear anything, and I slept through everything in the night, including the cougar. I know that the first 2 times, so like when I heard it right next to me and then when it was trying to get into my tent, I know that that was not a house cat, especially because it was like growling and purring and doing like all these weird things in its throat that was too loud and vocal to be a house cat. I've done a ton of research on it. I just want to sleep outside again. Yay! I finally decided that I don't care if I get killed by a cougar. I'm gonna die if I sleep another night inside. I set up camp. The ground is so rocky. I need to hammer all my stakes back in position. I'm super tired because I feel like I haven't gotten sleep in like 5 weeks. It's only been like 1, maybe. I don't even care if a cougar comes. I'm so tired. Goodness gracious, do I have some things to update you on. I went out into my tent and it was fine. I was a little bit on edge, so like every little breeze that moved my tent, I'd be like, I lasted about like 5 minutes, and then I had this thing called restless leg syndrome, which is horrible. So I had to go inside and get some hot packs to lay on my legs and try and like stretch and walk them out. Earlier in the day, I had taken allergy medicine, which we figured out today after I took it again, that I react really bad to it and get so drowsy and I can't stay awake. So last night I came in and I put hot packs on my legs on the couch and I conked out within like a minute. It was a pathetic way to start out camping again because I lasted like 5 minutes. I woke up at like 7 or so and then I went out for like an hour or 2 and slept outside. And then I took an allergy pill in the morning because my allergies are really bad and I didn't know that I was reacting so badly to it. All day today I've been zonked. I've taken 2 naps that I think were like 3 hours each or something, and I'm exhausted. I had to set alarms for those naps. I couldn't get up. I kept falling asleep. And the worst thing is that my allergies are still horrible. I can barely breathe. So I left my tent set up and I'm gonna sleep out there tonight. I'm hoping that I'll actually be able to sleep outside. I could not believe it. When I woke up, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I set up my whole camp. I was so excited to sleep outside again, and then I just accidentally fell asleep on the couch. And my mom updated me that apparently I was like sleep talking. I was like waving my knife around, which then when I woke up in the morning, we couldn't find the knife, so we thought that I had like slept walked and put it somewhere, and like, oh my goodness. Now that the medicine's worn off and we know that it is from the medicine, hopefully I will have an update for you tomorrow of actually sleeping in my tent. I'm ready to camp outside, and one of my precautions is to have my mom sleeping in her sleeping bag right on the other side of that glass door. Oh, she's holding, you can't see, but she's holding up pepper spray, a dagger. Oh boy. Here's her bedroom. And there's my tent. Hopefully we should be good. It's a really calm evening, so hopefully I'll hear anything sneaking up on me if it does. I did not remember to do an update in the morning right after I woke up, but I slept pretty good. It was still a little bit tricky to try to get used to sleeping outside again. I woke up a few times with like birds and stuff. We went on a really long hike today, which was fun, but now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm super off and dehydrated and pretty sick. We finished putting everything in my camp. It's like 9 or something, and I think I'm gonna try and go to bed. So I'm nervous I'm gonna pass out. So I'm gonna go to bed and hope that somehow the outside air cures me because I feel horrible right now. Well, I'm back again with a late night update. Last night, it was so windy, and y'all know that I can't sleep in wind. And I was already a little bit on edge with like any sounds near my tent, and then like the wind was just blowing my tent, making it sound like there were like footsteps outside of my tent, which I knew there wasn't, but I just subconsciously kept waking up again because of it. After like 2 hours of sleeping outside, I got startled awake again or something, but then I was listening, and I might not have heard it right because I was so tired, but I thought that I heard the same like cougar scream and growl that I heard like the first night up towards the canyon. So it wasn't near my tent, but I was already on edge and couldn't sleep because of the wind, so I decided to come inside. So I set up my little bed here in the game room, and then I left those windows open, and I actually slept really good. It was nice to get out of the wind but still like have the fresh air on me. And then tonight it is super windy again. I still don't really want to go outside tonight in case I can't sleep good again like I did last night, because my mom and I want to hike again tomorrow and I've got to stay in tip-top shape. I feel like this month, now that I know for sure I can sleep outside, I know I can sleep outside with a cougar, I know I can do it all, so it's just a matter of choosing what I'm gonna sleep best in. Like, I know I could sleep outside tonight, but I just wouldn't sleep better outside than I would in here. This month's video is a wreck. I'm just here in my onesie. Last night I slept fine. I slept inside. I've noticed that lately, since I've been sleeping inside instead of outside, I've felt a little more like blech. But it's kind of hard to get back into a schedule of sleeping outside. I'm gonna sleep inside again tonight, just because I need to like set up my tent and do a few things. It's been really windy the past couple of nights. It's been a little tricky trying to get back into the groove of things. Hopefully the wind will die down and then I'll get back into the swing of things and sleep outside again. So those were all the rest of the clips that I have for this month. I think the one thing that has stayed pretty consistent over the last half of the month is that I have not been sleeping very well. When I sleep inside, I just cannot sleep. I toss and turn all night. I'm just so used to being outside that I just can't get used to being inside. But when I sleep outside, I have cougar encounters or the wind. I don't know. It was just a rough last half of the month. There was one other cougar encounter story that I have. Towards the end of the month, once I really decided that I needed to consistently sleep inside, I realized that I couldn't sleep very well by the back patio. So I decided to move to the game room, which still has big windows, but they're really low to the ground. So I could still feel like I was kind of sleeping outside. I slept a few nights there and I was sleeping just a little bit better than I normally was, so I decided to stay there. About 2 weeks after my first cougar encounter, I woke up out of a dead sleep to hear something breathing right in my ear. With how low the windows are, my head was super close to the window so I could hear it super well. And at first I actually thought it was a human. It was such low, deep breathing. In the morning, my mom and I looked it up, and we looked up videos of cougars coming up to trail cams and cameras, and the breathing sounded exactly the same. After that, it was kind of too many encounters to be a coincidence, so I decided to sleep inside until we figured that it was out of the neighborhood for good. I've been sleeping inside for the most part lately, except for just a few exceptions of going outside when I'm absolutely dying from sleeping inside, but I have been sleeping inside for the most part. I'm just so excited for when I can go back out. I think that was all that I had to update you guys on, but now let's get into my final thoughts and then the real reel at the very end, which is my bloopers and extras. Oh my goodness, you guys. This month was crazy. When I signed up to sleep outside, I definitely did not think that I was signing up to be hanging out with a cougar that was stalking me for a month. As scary as it was, I am kind of glad that I had that experience. When I go on the PCT in 2022, I'm gonna have tons of practice already with wild animals, and I think I'll feel a lot safer and better and confident in my skills and abilities, knowing that I've already gone through it and survived it. This month definitely did not go how I had planned. I really was excited to sleep outside every single day for the whole month, but that didn't end up happening. But I'm still really happy with what I was able to accomplish. I was able to do exactly what I wanted to do this month, which was practice my new gear, practice with different circumstances, circumstances and just really feel comfortable out in nature with whatever it throws at me. We think that by now the cougar is probably gone, but I'm still just trying to be extra cautious and sleep inside a little bit more until we know for sure that it is safe. This month was definitely unexpected, but I definitely wouldn't change it for anything. It was super great experience, and I'm just so glad to have all of that experience under my belt for when I do go on the PCT in 2022. I think that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Look who I just found. Hi, bud. I figured You can close those blinds if you want down to wherever you have the window open. Oh, we didn't want to update. Yeah. How did you happen to find the one time that I videotaped? So it's not a big deal. I was like, where's the cougar? But it was you. We think right now that the cougar is gone. It's realized that I am not a snack it can have. You caught me off guard. I don't know what it is. Bella! Stop it!
I took a few steps out the walkway and got more into view, the cat immediately screamed at me, like a warning scream, not with its full voice, but like I sensed that it was a warning. It just went, you know, like, let me retry that, like, can you cut that? That's the sound. That's what I'm doing. Did you cut all that? Okay, so the cat yelled at me as soon as I got more. I took a few steps out and it went, like, you know, like, can you redo that? I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna pee my pants.
You are talking to your audience. Your rabbit is eating everything I own.
Okay.
This is the third day in a row I've turned it.
Okay, just kidding. I'm not giving you an update. I have to go get my bunny out of Curtis's room because he's a wimp. Oh my gosh. I didn't look at what I looked like before I started filming. We caught it. I'm just kidding. What is it doing? Okay.
God, that's so bright.
I know, sorry. Fire isn't cooperating. I'm gonna rush marshmallows. Do you guys see this? I love getting sap on my hands. Oy, oy, oy. This stupid steak won't go in. I'm so tired. It
Maybe I'll just sleep right here. I spot a sneaky ball.